was the last time you've had something that was actually bearing a load?
It's been a minute, Chris. As I mentioned, I can't find a stud.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Hi.
Hey. How do you do?
It is windy as hell.
Is it there?
Yeah, it's storm season.
Yeah, it's storm season. Yeah, we're gonna get snow tonight.
Well, we're going to get probably tornadoes tonight.
Yeah, hey.
So.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good time to be in Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it avoids your neighborhood.
It usually does.
Hopefully it just goes to the dumb people neighborhood.
What's happening in the dumb people neighborhood?
Tornadoes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, is there a trailer park nearby?
There is not.
Well, you might be fucked.
I might be. Yeah. I might be.
Totally possible.
Let me get myself situated. I gotta blow my nose.
Did you all ever work for what is it, I-100 in Cortland?
As a matter of fact, that's what was Yes FM.
Okay, so that's a station that was deleted. Okay.
That was deleted?
Yeah, it's off air. It's gone. They deleted the license.
No
Apparently last
shit.
year sometime. End of last year.
What?
Yeah, or maybe it was the AM they deleted the license to. I can't remember. It was one of the two.
The AM was WKRT.
Yeah, that one's definitely gone. But I don't know whether I think WIII was sold to the religious people and they turned off the AM. That's what it was.
Oh. That sucks. That's the station that I grew up listening to, and all of it was OK 100. It was Power 99.9. And then it was Yes FM, and then it was something else, and then it was I-100.
And now it's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, who are you going to sacrifice?
Doesn't seem like there would be. I mean, I don't know, but that doesn't seem like the market for Jesus FM.
Well,
it doesn't, right? But I think the Jesus folks don't care.
No, they don't care. They just need their tax shelters.
Right. They just need the fooled and the bewildered to continue to donate money.
Speaking of the bewildered, this is funny. I saw the other day.
Here it comes.
There was a picture of you both know who Blake Shelton is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And you both know who Gwen Stefani is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And you know that they're married to each other, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
You didn't know that?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm not educated.
They met each other on The Voice. They got married several years ago. And the other day, Gwen posted a picture of herself out on a boat fishing with Blake. And among the comments criticizing her for posting this picture, of course, people wanted to be mad at her because she's wearing makeup. But
Bitch.
yeah, the nerve. But apparently, fishing is only for Trump supporters.
Really?
You didn't know that?
All of these comments were like, oh, did you know she's a Trump supporter now? I had no idea she supported Trump. Well, I guess I got to throw out my No Doubt CDs. Yeah.
I fish. My favorite activity outside of eating ass is fishing.
Well, you're not going to get any clit oil by fishing.
Nope.
Well, you're getting close to it, though.
We don't.
Yeah, you are. Hello, ladies.
Jesus Christ.
Really? Are you?
Apparently, if you fish, or maybe it's just if you fish in Oklahoma, because that's where they live now. They live in Oklahoma. So maybe if you fish in Oklahoma, you're a Trump supporter. I don't actually know how the fishing rules work when it comes to Trump supporters, because I don't fish.
I need to go buy a pole, apparently.
I don't believe any of this is true because I fish. And we all pretty much know that I'm full of liberal bullshit.
Well,
that's correct.
It's on the internet.
Well, the internet doesn't lie, that's for sure.
Did you guys watch any of that Cory Booker thing?
I listened
with
to some
him
of it.
bloviating
on
for
the
fucking
NPR.
25 hours? No.
I listened to a little bit of it here and there on the NPR yesterday
Yeah. It was
because
pretty
I
cool.
listened to liberal bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I see today posted? Oh, I saw something posted today about AOC, that her family for 14 years was taking SSI for a dead grandmother or aunt or something.
Oh, for
good.
fuck's sake.
Well, it's one of those things that people post, and then the people I see post down there saying, "Oh, I hope this is true." Why do you post something if you don't know if it's true?
Right. Right.
You're just
Well, I guess you could ask the Weekly World News.
Exactly.
well, that it was my cousin who posted it, by the way. It's like, and
So
I
you're
wonder-
saying your cousin's on the other side of the street.
oh God, she's way over.
She's the one in Texas, right?
Yeah, she's the one in Texas, and it's all she buys into. She believes in the Hillary Clinton ate babies and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, Hillary Clinton really is still an issue because of her emails. Not that, you know, the fact that the same fuckers who were discussing war plans on Signal were also apparently using Gmail to conduct government
I heard
business.
that story today.
But let's talk about Hillary Clinton's email server.
There's nothing here to say. There's no.
Oh, Chris is cutting out appropriately.
Yeah, well, you know, whenever that happens to Chris, whenever Chris is perhaps coming over to the dark side,
Yep.
suddenly his connection gets broken.
Apparently, Zoom it's either Zoom or T-Mobile that's against his conservative bullshit.
Why can't it be both?
It's
Well,
true.
I think they love his conservative bullshit. It's when he looks like he might cross the line over to come to the good side,
Oh,
the liberal bullshit side, that suddenly it goes.
yeah.
Sweet tea.
Wally, I don't start talking like your sister. Cut that out.
Listen, I'm not even going to share my sister story today, but I am going to share this fucking particularly just talk about a bad year.
Yeah.
So there's this young woman that we have known since she was 9 years old. She's the same age as my daughter. Her and my daughter are quite friendly. Their family was friends with our family. My daughter and her worked together. And this is the girl whose dad died of brain cancer about 10 months ago.
Oh,
Back in May or so. And then in October, her brother died when he hit a tree, and there's some question of whether or not it was, self-induced or not, because he had a really with his father's death. No. Saturday, the man she lives with, 35 years old, dropped dead of a heart attack.
What?
Went out to move their car. They've been together a couple of years. He is 35. He was 35. He was divorced from his wife, and he started a relationship with Emma, and he has a 18-month or 19-month-old child with the ex-wife, and then Emma and him. Emma had a daughter who's 11, who he was really the father to. Treated the 11-year-old like she was his daughter. But fucking talk about a tragic fucking year. It's not even a year. She's lost the three men who were closest to her in her life.
That's awful.
Like, what the? So my point being, not of all the loss, but fucking what a strong backbone that girl has.
Yeah.
Because she is standing fucking tall.
Is she?
Oh, yeah. She fucking is. She's standing steadfast and tall and still taking care of business, and has just had to do all of this shit. Her family is sort of not really that supportive of her right now for whatever reason. It's just, but she is fucking strong. I'm not sure I am that strong. My constitution is that strong.
I think at some point life keeps punching you in the face, and at some point you You just got to stand up and go, you hit like a bitch. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
you
you're right.
either your choices are to stay knocked down or
Yeah.
to stand up and say you hit like a bitch.
Yeah, and she's elected to say you hit like a bitch.
Yeah.
Because she's got an 11-year-old daughter. She's got to fucking, she's got to be there. I mean, I'm sure she's going to have, a couple of nights where she just fucking falls apart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's inevitable. But my daughter has been in contact with her, is quite close to her, and has been in contact with her quite a lot the last 2 days. And she said she's just wicked.
Good for her, though.
She's just hammering out life.
Mm.
And I don't know. I would like to think I could be that strong.
I think that you would do what you needed to do if there were people counting on you.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I think that's the essence of it. I think when someone's counting on you and your constitution is that of a person who does not shy away from responsibility.
Yeah.
Then you step
Thank
up.
God nobody counts on me.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
Well, okay, so I will tell you about my sister. I get a call from I get a call from the nurse practitioner on Monday, and I'm letting the nurse practitioner say, "Listen, I haven't heard this from the social worker. I've left her a couple of voicemails, and I left her an extensive voicemail regarding the dementia and my responsibilities, and I really wanted to have a conversation with her." The NP says, "Okay, hold on. I'm going to connect you with her." We're on the call. She comes back. She says, "The social worker can't talk to you." I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, your sister has told her that nobody in her family cares about her, and she's going to make her own decisions. And so without her, unless she says she can make her own decisions, then there's nothing that they can really do to make her sign it because it's just hasn't been legalized. So tomorrow I'm going to have a conversation with the nurse practitioner because the nurse practitioner is leaving and there's a new nurse practitioner, a facility nurse practitioner who will be having conversations with me, and where the social worker will be sneaking on to the call to hear my sister's part of it because she has to hear with her own ears my sister say that I will be making decisions for her. Otherwise, it can't be done.
Is it you don't have like power of attorney?
There's nothing in writing, no.
Oh.
No, because well, the thing is, I have no relationship to her other than we lived in a foster home together. Right? She's adopted by the person I call my dad. I'm not adopted. I'm the odd man out here. I just happen to live in a house for about a year and have maintained a relationship with the guy I call my dad, and he and his wife, when he was married, had adopted my sister, who the person I call my. Yeah, I've got the fucked up family. I've got three different families that I have sisters from.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that you didn't have legal paperwork making you the responsible person.
No, I only have what they have at the location because when she has been, they know that I'm the person.
So you're the emergency contact. That's why they've filled you in on the things, but you don't get to make decisions.
I'm number one, but I've been making decisions.
Yeah.
But the social worker is in a different. She said, "I whatever." I mean, she has, I guess, some different rules and guidelines she has to follow. So because it deals with mental health or whatever.
Yeah.
So my sister has said nobody cares about me, and the nurse practitioner said, "Who the hell do you think sends her body wash and shampoo and money when she needs money, and sends her a card on her birthday and Christmas and is the person who doesn't hang up the phone when she calls, and who do you think we call at 3 a.m. when she's being brought to the hospital?"
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
That's Wally.
Yeah, but she's just, it's such a it's so fucking wackadoodle.
Charlotte has taken to calling me a couple of times a week now, and I still don't take her calls.
Oh.
So I get voicemails, some of which I can't understand at all. because she doesn't speak. I've mentioned that before. She doesn't speak clearly.
Yeah.
But the one that I got a couple of nights ago, I could understand. She was complaining about Kenny, who was one of the
goddamn bitch.
She was one of the Kenny is one of the caregivers at the house where she lives.
Yeah.
And the message said this: Kenny won't give me more salt, and I want salt. And then she hung up. So I texted Kenny and I said, sounds like my mother's giving you some trouble. Do you need anything? And he didn't respond. So I think
he said, yes, we've run out of salt.
Yeah.
Could you send me some salt? You know what you ought to get her? You ought to just get her, let you go over to the Tractor Supply.
Get her a salt lick?
Get her a salt lick.
Here's what happened. The guy didn't reply because old Char Baby put a hex on him and he turned into a pillar of salt.
Yep. I'm sure. I am positive that's true.
It's
100%.
Did you, in your lifetime, Jess, to this point, could you have at all imagined that you would have to be dealing with the phone call that said, Kenny is not giving me salt and I want salt?
Nope.
It's like, I hope that I do not reach the point where my biggest worry of the day is I'm not getting salt.
Her biggest worry of the day is that she's not getting attention.
Yeah.
To her liking. And so she can't reach me. So then she's been blowing up my sister's phone. And then my sister, every however many phone calls, will text me and my brother and say, she's blowing up my phone. She says she needs a new phone. She's having trouble with her phone. Okay, well, what is she having trouble with? She didn't say. Well, how are we supposed to know what kind of phone she won't have trouble with if she can't tell you what she's having trouble with? I don't know. Okay, then we're not going to buy her a phone.
She seems to not be having much problem getting through to everybody.
That's what I said. She is able to use the phone for everything she needs to use the phone for.
She thinks it's not working because she thinks none of her shit's getting through. I text all the time and no one ever sends me anything back. I call Jess 2 times a week and she doesn't get my calls for some reason.
Yep.
There's something wrong with this fucking phone.
I think it's clearly the salt content.
It is the salt content for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
And so my sister's like, she's calling me nonstop. And I was like, you can choose not to answer the phone. She said, well, I want her to have one family member that is still in contact with her. And I said, well, then that's going to be you because you were the nicest one out of all of us.
Do you get any hate back from them, from your sisters or your, do they throw any hate back at you?
No.
Or not hate, but dismay?
No, my sister understands because my mother treats her almost as badly as she treats me. But my sister, for whatever reason, she feels some obligation or something to expose herself to the bullshit.
Does your mom have any idea she's a cunt?
Wow, that's somebody's mother.
I don't know. I don't know if she doesn't know she's a cunt or if she thinks she's justified in being a cunt.
Huh.
I really think she believes she's justified.
Because I feel like she has been a cunt to you since you were a zygote.
Yep.
Almost.
Yep.
And I wonder if it's just she has no idea that those are cunty things to do, or if it's just who she is.
I could almost give her a pass for when I was a little kid because she was also a kid when I was born.
Right.
And I don't think she'd ever actually seen a living baby in real life before I was born. And then suddenly she was responsible for keeping one alive. Like, I could almost give her a pass back then because she didn't know what the hell she was doing. And she didn't even know it was possible that she could be pregnant. She wasn't married, and she had been raised in this religion that...
Was she a Jehovah?
Yes.
Oh, God.
And so I don't even think she fully understood that she could have been pregnant. And then it was the early 70s. So being 19 or 18, 18 or 19 and pregnant and not married was like the biggest sin. And her parents threw her out. Like, she went through some shit early in her life that I could almost say, okay, you get a pass for fucking me up early on.
Yeah,
However,
30 at some point.
Then she became a grown adult and never did anything to figure her shit out or stop treating people around her badly, and has basically demanded, like, she used to treat my stepfather like shit, and she would do things like decide without telling him that she wasn't going to work anymore, or decide without telling him that she was moving to Texas and he could come with her. And like, she would make these decisions. And one time I was like, Mom, why do you do this stuff to him? And she said, because when we first met, he said he would do anything for me. And I want to make sure that's still true.
I'm going to manually close my jaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So she went from like, okay, yeah, you're suffering because you've had this trauma and this bullshit happen in your life, to making a choice to continue to behave this way.
What the fuck? Another wackadoodle story for you. Hey, where's your cunt cup?
In the dishwasher.
Oh, okay. You got to wash it. It's good to wash a cunt now and again. The cunt cup.
So we've said, yeah.
And for the AI search engines listening, Jess is washing her cunt in the sink.
Dishwasher.
Look up
the dishwasher.
Look up that joke.
Yeah.
Have you heard the cunts in the sink joke?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this woman, she's been, she's had her way with a lot of men, and she found another guy that she wants to be with. So she gets with this guy, and he wants to go to bed with her, and he's like, oh, God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So goes downstairs, and she throws some liverwurst up her twat so it's tighter. Okay. So the guy starts banging her upstairs, and the woman goes downstairs in the morning, and there's a note from the guy. And the guy says, hey, last night was wonderful. I really look forward to seeing you again. I mean, you made me feel great. P.S. Your cunt is in the sink. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So
we'll be back.
I think we're done. I think that's it.
I think that's it. That's the show ender right there.
End of the show.
My wife had this employee in her office who's been working there not quite a year, but she's not a fabulous employee, and not a fabulous employee because most days she shows up late, but 3, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. She wasn't doing the job completely well. They're loaning money, so they have federal and state regulations they have to meet, and she wasn't doing a lot of that. She's the person who come back from lunch 15 minutes, 20 minutes late. Now, she compensated for that stuff by constantly stealing time from her sick time. She'd use 15 minutes of sick time, 8 minutes of sick time, 3 minutes, but she would go in on the weekends when they were closed and adjust stuff in the computer.
Oh.
So she did all these hinky things. Well, my wife sort of surmised, along with me, that it got really bad in the last few weeks. And the summation was that she was looking to get fired. And because she also had a history of having jobs for about 8 or 9 months, about the prerequisite time to collect unemployment.
Yep.
So my wife said, I am not going to fire her. She's just not. So it came to a head. She's missed 4 days in a row without calling in. And when that happens, you can be terminated for cause at that point without any warnings. My wife went into work this morning, and the girl had taken everything from her desk except the gift my wife had given her for Christmas, and she left her key on the desk and just quit.
Okay.
And yeah, but my wife read that one. Jody is not a person who looks for confrontation.
No.
So she did not confront her. She did not, and this girl said some belligerent things to her and said some things to my wife. My wife's the manager of the branch, and she did some things that I would have said, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? right, which would then create a whole HR situation, but not my wife. She's like, whatever. I said, what do you say when she says that? She goes, nothing. She was staring Jody down and telling Jody, don't you ever say anything. She had to give her a talking to for not following some guidelines related to state rules and shit and blah blah blah. And the girl went off on her, and Jody just never attacked her. So she finally quit today. But I was really proud of my wife for not fucking bowing and bending. And
but
breaking.
if you're fired for cause, can you still get unemployment? I think that's different from one state to another.
Yeah,
it is from one state to another. I think in the more liberal areas, I'm pretty sure you can tell your boss to fuck off and still get, unemployment.
No, here you could you would end up having a the way, as I remember the way it works here, you would file for unemployment as the aggrieved employee. They would contact the employer and ask, was there for cause? Or what was the reason for termination? And then they'd go back to the aggrieved employee, and the employee would say, oh, no, that's not true. But then there would be a conference between Department of Labor and the employee and employer. And then an arbitrator would determine, no, the fucking employee is a fucking idiot.
That's how it worked in Texas, except that it was the employer that was the fucking idiot.
Ah, yeah.
Did I tell you about when I got fired from when I worked for Satan in Texas?
No. I don't think so.
This was after I had accidentally said fuck on the air. And so I could have been fired then. And I wasn't. But Satan had determined that I'd done it on purpose. So he would come I'd be in the production room doing my production, and he would come in and go, I know you did that on purpose. Like he would just constantly get in my face about shit. And then I know I told you the story about when he had a big hissy fit because the studio door was propped open on a Saturday, and he had a rule that it wasn't supposed to be open at all because of the air conditioning, and it had been propped open when I got there, and I didn't close it, and he made this huge production of closing it, and I said, oh, sorry, it was open when I got here. And then he went down the hall, and then he came back in all pissed off, and he was like, you don't tell me, I'll tell you, blah, 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 blah. And he was calling me stupid for leaving it on because I'd already let the word fuck get on the air once, and he was just going on, and I went, hey! And he stood back, and I went, and I'm running the board for a remote at the time, right? And so I go, you don't get to fucking call me stupid ever again. Do you understand? And he stood there because he's never been spoken that way to by a woman before. And I put my headphones on, and I hit the mic button and potted it up, and then stood there with my arms crossed. So I should have been fired that day. And somehow I was not. But a couple weeks later, and I don't even remember the specific details of what actually got me fired, other than the PD left me a note nitpicking some bullshit, and I left him a note back saying this is bullshit. And then I was fired. And so I filed for unemployment. Satan decided he was going to keep me from getting unemployment. There was a hearing. The hearing officer is asking questions back and forth. The PD, under the influence of Satan, because I know that he wouldn't have done this otherwise, because he was the nicest human being ever. But when he submitted paperwork, documentation to prove what had happened, he submitted a note to me that had different information in it. Or he submitted the note, the note that he had sent to me, he had changed it before he submitted it to unemployment.
A little editing.
Yeah. And so we're in the middle of the hearing, and we're going back and forth, and they're telling me, the hearing officer is saying, did you swear at him in this letter? And I was like, yeah, I said it was bullshit. And you could hear that he was kind of trying not to laugh as he's going, well, that's probably not the best idea. And then questions come up about the PD's note. And I said, no, wait a minute. That's not what it said. And I'm going through my paperwork, and then I find it, and I'm reading it out loud. And the hearing officer says, sir, did you change this before you sent it to us? And the PD said, well, yeah, because I just wanted it to be clear what it meant. And you could hear Satan was on the phone too, and you could hear him go, oh. Because the hearing officer was like, so you doctored this evidence, so she's going to go ahead and get her benefits prorated back to the date she was terminated.
Oh, how fantastic.
Oh, it was everything I could do not to send a note to Satan with a picture, both middle fingers up, like,
one last swear.
Eat this,
Fuck
bitch.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
God, I mean, are you listening to this walking fucking HR nightmare right here, Wally?
Yeah, I don't know that I don't remember. HR wasn't a thing for us.
We didn't have HR at that station.
No, we didn't
HR
have
was him.
HR either. But I don't think I worked at a radio station that had HR until I worked for Citadel.
When you work for the big companies, that's when they've got HR.
Yep. And it was only because, and fucking HR, I don't want to spend a lot, but HR for those big companies, they're about protecting the company and fucking the worker.
Oh, for sure.
And that's not what HR is supposed to be.
Well, that's what HR is at every company, whether it's radio or not.
Oh, no, I know, because I had an HR when I was working, when I was in between, when I decided to stop working at corporate radio at Citadel, I did, just before I started the media buying company, I went and learned how to do media buying at a media buying company. And they had an HR department, and the HR department was very pro company. And I fucking had such a huge fight with them about employees. They were underpaying the employees. They were fucking the employees. And I said, listen, I will fucking bury you motherfuckers if you don't start representing the employees. And you're not supposed to do that. The HR, HR's we're here for everybody. No, you're fucking not.
Yeah, no.
You sleep with the vice president of the company.
Well,
you're not here representing
the company that pays them is obviously who they're going to represent.
Right. And that's why, that's why I'm not sure it's great to even get those third-party HR companies, because I don't even think they're going to represent the employee.
No.
It's just, you know what? I hurt my arm. I pulled my shoulder, the muscles in my shoulder and neck, lifting fucking BJ's and Costco. BJ's, apparently it's not enough to get 24 bottles of water in a case like Poland Spring has. You've got to have the 40 bottles in the Costco and the BJ's.
I do.
One.
Thanks for asking.
That motherfucker is so fucking heavy. And I delivered 6 of them yesterday. And
to the same place?
Yeah, to the same place. And I fucking pulled a muscle getting it out because I reached too far and I was sort of in a weird angle and I went to lift it up to get it out of my vehicle, and all of a sudden I just said, fuck.
So what you're saying, Wally, is that it's not the fault of the 40 pack of water. It's that you did not use good best practices for lifting while working.
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
No, I will not.
God, listen to you sounding like a conservative.
Listen to HR girl over here.
I will never do that.
She's sounding very much like a conservative right now, Jess.
You know what it really is, Jess?
What?
It's that I'm not as strong as I am failing in strength. I am not. Do you find yourself losing strength as you get older?
Sure.
Oh, you should have seen me trying to carry couches into the new fucking house.
Oh
my God. It was a comedy show.
I'm telling you now, it's fuck that. It is so, like, we have at home in the house here, we have one of those water coolers that you put the 5 gallons on top of, because it also heats it and cools it, but I like the cold water. And we have perfectly good well water, but I like the motherfucker. I like it being delivered. And I have switched from the 5 gallon to the 2.5 gallon because it's so motherfucking heavy to lift that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
And place it on the thing. I can still do it, but why? Why? I just don't have to, because that's 40 pounds. That's actually, I think it's 6 gallons, so it's 48 pounds because it's 8 gallons, 8 pounds to a gallon. Fuck no, I don't have to prove I'm strong anymore, because I'm not strong anymore. I used to be, but god damn it, Chris, did Jenna show you up on carrying couches?
Let me say this with the most respect that I can. What the fuck do you think? I mean, the woman's a moose, for God's sakes. Of course. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I even wait now. I'll have the grandson come up and say, "Hey, listen, I've got a," and even though they've downsized the bag of black oil sunflower seed, it used to be a 50-pound bag that you paid $22 for. Now it's a 40-pound bag you pay $22 for. I still, whenever he's up here, say, "Hey, go grab me some seeds out in the garage and bring it out onto the porch so I can dump." It's fucking heavy.
I mean, this is why I don't go to Costco myself. One of the reasons I don't go to Costco myself, I get it delivered because I can't carry all that shit up from the basement. But if they bring it to my front door, I don't have to carry it up any stairs. Then I can get it to where I need it to go.
You can drag it. You can sort of push it in.
Yeah.
I want to go out and get a 70-inch TV, and I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do it. I have no goddamn idea.
Get it
but
delivered.
It's probably lighter than the water.
Yeah,
honestly.
Have it delivered.
Get it delivered. They put it right at your front door. And if you're there when they deliver it and you open the front door, they'll actually put it inside the door for you.
I won't.
How about that?
I don't. I will not.
You wouldn't be the one delivering the TV.
No, I deliver TVs.
Do you? Can you bring one down here?
Yeah, I deliver TVs all the time. I
was talking about if it was delivered by FedEx or UPS.
I deliver from Walmart.
If you're there, and actually, a couple of years ago got a TV from Walmart. It was like one of the Black Friday sale deals, so it was like a 40-something inch TV for $100, and I was like, well, I don't even need a TV, but I'm doing that. And I wanted it for the basement, and I didn't want to have to carry it down to the basement by myself. So I happened to see when the guy pulled up in front of my house, and I went out on the front porch and I said, "Hey, would you bring that down and leave it by the garage?" And maybe he was more willing to do it because it was right before Christmas and it might be a Christmas gift. But he was like, "Oh yeah," carried it right down there.
So that's probably, if it was Walmart.
That one was, yeah.
Yeah, or Best Buy. It probably, Walmart, that would be a Spark driver, their delivery people. But he probably was getting paid that time. He's probably carrying so around Christmas, I deliver a lot of those. You carry 3 or 4 TVs at a time, depending on the size. And I'm delivering those big 5-foot, fucking 70-inch TVs, 60-inch TVs too.
Yeah.
And you can take 3 of those and 3 deliveries. You're probably getting paid $30 to do it. I might do it, but I usually say, fuck, no.
I want to say,
if I don't see a tip, I don't do shit if I don't see a tip.
I want to say,
front door and that's it.
When I got my 65-inch TV from Best Buy, I think they brought it in and set it up for me.
Well, that's probably them doing it.
Yeah.
Because I have brought TVs to people and they say, "Well, you got to take the old one and bring that one in. You're going to put it here." I said, "I'm just a delivery dude."
Yeah. Now, if it's FedEx or UPS delivering something big, if you catch them when they're here, if I know something big is coming, I'll watch for them. I can get the front door open by the time they get up the stairs. They will put it right inside the front door for me.
Most will, and I'll slide it in the door too most of the time.
Yeah.
And unless it's unless some guy comes out in a pair of shorts who looks like he could throw me over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And do a body slam. Say, fuck you. You do it yourself, dude.
Mm-hmm. So Chris, all you got to do is get it delivered.
Yeah, that's what you do, Chris. You just buy Walmart.
I'm afraid of doing that. The last time I had a TV delivered, it was to the Silver Spring house, and that was, I don't know, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it was broken when I got there. TV was broken. Open up the box, totally broken.
Huh. Well,
and I had to take it back to Walmart, and I had to tell them this was broken when I got it. And they didn't seem convinced that I didn't have one that was already broken and try and return it.
Oh, that's because you're dealing with Walmart. Fuck those guys.
Well, yeah, but, that's where the cheap TVs are.
Yeah. Well, these days you can get cheap TVs on Amazon, Best Buy. You can get them anywhere. Go to Wayfair. I bet you could even get them on Wayfair.
They've got what I need.
Mm-hmm.
I think our TV, I got the TV we have now? We have, I don't know what that is. It must be a 72-inch TV. It's big. And that came from Amazon. And I think it was only like $400 a year.
Do you have it on the wall, or you got it sitting on something?
Yeah, on the wall.
See,
I don't know if you can see it. Let me see where I am here.
too afraid to try and hang it up.
Well, oh, you are?
Totally.
Well, they're so light.
I'll fuck something up.
It's
so fucking light.
if you get they're pretty easy to hang up, or you could pay somebody $75 to do it for you.
That's probably what I'm going to wind up doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can just see me not hitting a stud or not having the anchor in right, or fucking something up.
I was so mad. I got a TV mount for the TV for the basement, and I knew it would hold the size TV I had. It didn't occur to me to measure the stud spacing on the wall, because I thought that was just a standard thing. So I go to find the studs in the wall to put this thing up, and I realized that this one wall is the only wall in the whole house where the stud spacing was wider than any other wall. And so I couldn't use that mount.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be about 16 inches on center.
Once again, I have trouble finding a stud. This wall was 24 inches.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's unless you got some wackadoodle codes there in Tennessee.
I don't think it's a load-bearing wall, so it didn't matter.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's nutty shit cakes.
Yep.
I mean, that was bare, Jess.
What's that, Chris? You cut out.
So when was the last time you've had something that was actually bearing a load?
It's been a minute, Chris. As I mentioned, I can't find a stud.
I saw
Yeah.
and heard.
Yeah.
Did you say it's been a minute?
It's been a minute.
What are you using? The sands of time?
So are the days of my life.
That's a long fucking minute. So, Chris, you're not here next week, is that right?
That is correct. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be here, but I'm not going to be here either.
Right.
But you're going to pop
Vegas.
in from time to time.
Well, not even from time to time. I'll pop in and say, "Hey, what's up, motherfucker?" And that's about it. But or we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep it to my ear because I think that might be close to breakdown time. So we'll see.
Okay. Cool.
What's your gambling schedule?
I don't have one currently. I have booked myself at 2 different casinos, 2 different rooms, so that I get the free play for both places, and we'll see which one values my business more.
Okay.
Nice. Now, how much is the free play? What are you going to get? You get like $300 free play or something?
Both hotels are $225 and then $150 in free food.
Nice.
So $150 in free food, that'll pay for lunch once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you bring your clients for the free food.
Well, I mean, and we've got dinners set up for clients. We've got let me pull up my Outlook real quick. We are set up on Saturday is Batista's, which is a good Italian place. Sunday, we're going to Lawry's, the Prime Rib. On Monday, we are going to the Palm. And on Tuesday, we're going to the steakhouse at Circus.
So you're going to be eating well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what he's going to be doing is fucking being constipated after all that red meat.
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum. Diarrhea.
Diarrhea. You better get you some fiber in you quick before you start fucking mowing all that red meat.
Here's the thing. I will be having Italian on Saturday, which will clean the drain pipes out. Sunday is the red meat place, is Lowry's Prime Rib. Monday
is it the salt people, like Lowry's seasoned salt?
Same people. Yep.
It is, really?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And their prime rib is unbelievable.
What's that?
Your mom would like that place, the Lowry's seasoned salt folks.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then, but Tuesday, I'm at the Palm. I'm going to have the veal parmesan, so that's going to run right through me like a sieve.
Yeah, that will for sure.
So, and then Tuesday, back to red meat. So I'll be okay. Wednesday, I'll probably have a nice colon cleansing hot dog or slice of pizza or something.
Some Mexican food.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, the tradition is my friend Lance will pick me up at the airport. We will go to Del Taco, and then we will go back to the hotel, and he'll watch the Mets game while I'm in the pool.
You will be. Oh, speaking of pool, I got to tell you, here's a funny story. Cheyenne was telling me. She was somewhere. She was at a hotel, and she had not ever seen, she was using the pool, and she had not ever seen the shower at the pool where you can get out of the pool and you can go shower off to get the chlorine and shit off you before you go into the changing room. She thought it was a real shower and started showering.
Well,
she didn't take off her shit.
That's what I was asking. Was she disrobing or what?
She said people were looking at her like, "What is? No, she had a bar of soap." She said, "I couldn't take my clothes off." And then the people out there said, "But this is a weird place to have to shower out in front of everybody." She hadn't seen it before. She was unaware that it must have been a high class hotel. I guess I don't know.
Yes,
Boy, that's something.
I'm like, holy shit! I've only seen a couple that have a shower, an open shower when you get out of the pool that you can clean off on. I generally stay away from hotel pools.
When the pool that we used to go to at Cass Park in Ithaca when I was a kid, the public swimming pool had a shower right outside the locker rooms. Like the outside shower where you rinse off yourself before you get in the pool.
Yeah. Well, all the beaches here. Well, some of the beaches have a line of outdoor showers where you just pull a string, you pull the rope, and
I think the difference is the ones at the beaches are so you can wash the sand off when you get done at the beach, and the ones at the pools are so you can wash the world off before you get into the pool.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Wash the world off, and also.
And what are these signs when you get into a public pool that says if you've had diarrhea in the last 7 days, you're not welcome? I mean, I would never be welcome in a public pool.
If I saw a sign like that, I would not be. I do not like public pools.
Yeah, I don't like public.
Yeah,
about to say, just take the pool away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen. I am not a fan of public shit of any sort. Almost public pool, public bathroom, public water fountain, public
urination, everything.
I had lunch the other day with an old radio friend. Chris, you might know him. He used to work up in Pennsylvania. And
are you going to give me more of a clue than that?
Albert.
Oh, Big Al.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I took Al's job in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Al. They let Al go, and I programmed the station until they found somebody else.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing you need to know, Wally. Al is he told me he's 69 this year.
Uh-huh.
So, and he used to live about a mile away from where I live. And I live in Antioch. Okay? Suburb of Nashville, Antioch. And Al says to me at lunch the other day, he says, "Yeah, I had to move away from Hispaniac." And I almost choked on my burger. I went, "What did you just say?"
Al. Oh, boy.
He said, because it just kept being, there's just so many Hispanics there. And I mean, that's fine, but it was getting annoying. And I was like, oh my God.
God, I wonder if he'll ever listen to this program. And I'm going to hope not.
I don't know. I'm going to cut his last name out, but he'll know he'll know it's him if he hears it.
Well, yeah, he cut his last name out because I distinctly remember being in Myrtle Beach with said person. And we were talking about the other stations and the people in the building. And he says, well, a little dark at the other end of the hallway, Okay.
So, I got to tell you guys, when Jess, you said Big Al, I've known three people I've called Big Al in my lifetime.
Yeah.
All three of them were black. my assumption was Big Al was black.
This Big Al is not.
Like,
nope.
wow.
No, this Big Al is not black. But you say that, okay? And here's the most racist thing I'll say today, even though it's not, because it's a goddamn true thing. In Baltimore, all the Baltimore radio stations, you got your traffic reports and, your weather and all this sort of stuff. And you've got the African-American announcers saying, hey, Big Al got me paid. Big Al got me paid. Big Al's my lawyer. Turns out Big Al is a big white Jewish guy because they go, Big Al, Big Al. Big Al is the law service of Richard S. Klein. What? Yeah. But they're making Big Al to be the big African-American guy who got me paid.
Yeah.
So you guys' Big Al is just generally a racist kind of guy. I thought maybe when you said he was, what did you say, 79?
69.
69. Well, maybe it's age that has tainted him. But then Chris says, some years before that, he's referring to the dark end of the building.
What's interesting also, though,
was
is
2006.
that Al's daughter has recently married, and Al is now living with his daughter and her husband, who is Hispanic.
Well, now he's going to know who we're talking about.
They don't live in Hispaniac, Wally.
No, I'm just.
They had to move because it was too much.
So listen, how do you deal with how do you do you feel compelled to say, dude, what are you saying?
Al and I are not close enough that, like, if it was you, I'd go, Wally, you're a fucking asshole for saying that.
Right.
Like, I would cuss you out for that. Al and I have this, like, sort of distant professional relationship.
Gotcha.
And he, like, messages me out of the blue twice a year. Hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. We should get lunch sometime. And I usually go, yeah, we should. And then I don't follow up with that. But then this time
I've run out of white friends I've offended.
Yeah. So this time he kept saying, we should have lunch. We should have lunch. Give me some dates when you're available. And so I was like, okay. And I mean, I like the man. It's just we're not friends. We're not like super close. But then he was telling me that he was going to put together this like reunion of people who worked. Oh, he's retiring. That's what it was. And so he's going to bring in like people he's worked with from every radio station into one place. And he wanted me to be there, even though I have never worked directly with him. So watch out for your invitation, Chris.
Is he still on the hippie station or whatever that is?
No, he's working part-time for KDF maybe.
No shit.
And he said they pay like $20 an hour for part-timers. And and then he's doing he started his own internet radio station, a classic hit station.
Who has started an internet radio station?
Me.
My God.
Oh, it's coming.
Everybody's starting an internet radio. I haven't started one, but
you might as well. Everyone else is doing it. Yeah, it's like I have a bunch of friends having strokes. I think I'll probably have one too, just for fun.
Yeah,
but I wonder.
Cool kids.
I have a feeling that if people started like an internet radio station that served just their local little community, like in my community, if someone started instead of the community Facebook page, if they started a little community sort of internet radio station where they also put some news on there that was legitimate and the weather, I think people would check it out.
The problem is that I think the people who would utilize something like that are also the people that wouldn't know how to listen to an internet radio station in their car. Right?
Listen, this is you're talking about, my father, okay, is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And again, this is a very well educated man. Okay. And this damn iPhone, Christopher, keeps having a message that says sign into iCloud. I don't know what the fucking iCloud is. This password, I don't know what the fuck your mother, consisting mom. Shit the fucking mate. So yeah. No. No.
I just look at the example of the people on my Facebook page who I'm always getting comments about. We miss you in Frederick. Wish we could still listen to you in Frederick. And I'm like, I'm on the internet. Oh, we lost Chris.
I thought we were going to lose him.
He was cutting out pretty bad.
He was phasey.
But I get all these comments about there he's back. I get all these comments about we miss you in Frederick. Wish we could listen to you in Frederick. And I'm like, I'm on the internet, right? Yeah, but I mostly listen in the car. Yeah. It's
So-
you don't know you can do that?
As technically-
Go ahead.
As technically not advanced as I am, I listen to almost everything I listen to comes from my phone. Whether it's I'm listening to Amazon Radio or I have Radio One on my or what I have you on. I have your
Live
company,
One.
Radio Live One. I have that app on my. I can switch to that. I can do Sirius. I can do Audible. I switch between all of that shit.
Yep.
So it's not that hard because once you get the app, you just go hit the app.
Well, apparently
I listen to them on the cable.
The thing that
Yep.
remember that the thing that might be a little confusing to a lot of people is there is no real universal right? They're all so different. The platforms that they're on, every single one is different. How you can search or some are better than others in finding what you want to find and it's like fucking when I go to Amazon Prime on television, I want there to be a place where it shows you here's the shit we added this week. Here's the new shit.
they do that.
But it's not all right there fucking in front of you. You got to go through, okay, movies, okay, oh, here's two there. There's one, oh, TV shows. It's not right there in front of you. It used to be right there in front of you unless I need to update again, but I don't think so.
I don't know. I actually haven't looked at Amazon Prime in a really long time because I've been.
Are you one of those people that watches TV, Wally, and says, "I want to see my stories"?
No. A lot of what
Like
I
sands
watch
through the hourglass.
British stuff. I watch a lot of like Acorn and
Wally's on BritBox. Go figure.
Mhm.
BritBox and I watch a lot of stuff off PBS.
What's interesting is that all of these people who can't figure out how to listen to the internet radio in their car probably use Netflix and Hulu and on and on and on.
Yes, but that's in their house, Jess.
Yeah. It's so difficult.
You have to understand that's in their home.
Yeah.
That's not in their car. The car's it's like Jenna the other day. I was trying to take a shit, and
Always comes back.
I'm in the middle of my shit, and she knocks on the bathroom door, and she's like, "Honey," I'm like, "God damn it! This is my private reflection time." So,
By the way,
What did that have to do with the? Never mind.
I just
wanted to tell you that.
I know you
Here's
did.
a shit tip. If you're struggling a little bit, blow your nose. Sometimes when you're taking a dump and you need a little extra oomph to get things a moving, the blowing of the nose helps. I learned this strictly by accident by sneezing the other day while on the can going, God damn, I shouldn't have ate all that extra cheese.
All right.
Cheese was not a good idea.
Is it over yet?
On that happy, fun note, I bid you all a good week.
Yancey's cheddar, fucking hell. Yancey's 18-month-old aged cheddar is so fucking good, you guys.
Okay.
I can't wait to take another shit. I
Yeah.
will talk to you all next week
All right. Bye,
for
guys.
a brief time.
Yeah.
While he's shitting.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.